Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim are tuning to these videos. Alright, so this is just going to be a quick video. More or less, it's going to be an update on this whole COVID-19, prophecy, being fulfilled. Because we're pretty much in that time that, these scriptures are going to come up. They're going to come up over and over and over again. Like how last year, 2019, year of Charagma, I pretty much said Revelation 13:16 so much, you know what I mean? And then as this year, the year of prophecy, 2020, we're going to, transition into these specific precepts that it's going to come, up. It's gonna come up again a plethora amount of times, because as this thing is unfolding, we gotta read and pretty much reiterate that this is the specific thing that the scriptures is speaking about. So the precept that I had in my mind was Habakkuk 2 verse 1. Because as a watchman of Yahushai, you're watching for these things. It wasn't like a week ago I was like, dang, the COVID, it's doing these things, making moves, it's in the Bible, this and that, and then it just stopped speaking about it. It's because, as you can see, these things are happening, and then tomorrow more things are going to happen. It's not going to stop. All right, so this is Habakkuk 2 verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So I'm gonna watch these videos, read a few precepts about it, and I actually and I'm making these things plains, because like this article specifically, a COVID-19 vaccine will need equitable global distribution. This was posted on the 2nd of April 2020. I'm making it plain upon tables, where I actually read the whole thing, and I'm just literally gonna give you what you need to read out of it. I'm giving you the pretty much the the meat of that whole plate. So that's me, seeing this vision, the vision of prophecy with this COVID-19, pandemic, and I'm making it plain upon tables. Lord will that you get this, run it, take it and run with it, so that ultimately it helps you, pertaining to salvation. All right, so this is verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And then the whole topic of COVID-19, that is not tarrying. Like I was saying, every day it's a new thing. So I got this video. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. He could watch the whole thing. Brothers have uploaded. It's pretty funny. But it's pretty much, it's a person, and I guess he went to the hospital because he thought that he had the COVID-19. Then once he found out how they test him and this and that, he started to pretty much be defiant against the hospital.
You can't force me to do anything. You can't force me to do anything.
So this guy is saying, that these doctors can't force him to do anything. He's actually dead wrong. Because this is Esaus Kingdom, and you're his servant. Everybody here who isn't an elite member of the nation of Edom, they're servants for this devil over here in America. This is the land of drawing waters.
I asked for a lawyer, brother. You can't do that.
So he's asking for a lawyer, and that lawyer, he's sewed up in this, he's juiced in. It's gonna get worse on him if he does.
To you, they did not feel like you have the capacity to make medical decisions based off their discussion with you.
So they'll say a lot of jargon, like what he was saying. They don't feel that this guy is equipped to answer these questions, equipped to do his own thing. This is Esau. That we come with you smoothly. Don't trust him. Esau, Edom is your enemy. Has one of the many things you're gonna learn when you're watching these videos.
I tried that already before. That's not what I need.
And I think that's the concern, is that you're sick. We can all tell that you're sick.
I'm not sick.
But you don't want to get the help that you need.
I'm not sick.
What does that have to do with you being sick?
Do you know what a revolution is? Do you know what a revolution is, brother?
You don't even.
This shit gotta change. This is not fair, man.
When was the last time?
I am not on drugs. I am good. Things need to change, man. Things nah, bro. It don't work like that, bro. Y'all gotta bring guns, all that shit, bro. Nah, I'm for real, bro.
It don't work like that. Because ultimately, you know, here, like I'm saying, you know, we're all servants here, you know, because we're slaves here in America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible, you know, the land of drawing waters. You know, pretty much the stipulation that the scriptures speak about is that, you know, we pretty much have to seek a better kingdom, you know, because we can't make a kingdom here. And that, you know, if this devil comes to you and says you got to take this chip, we're not going to do that. Like, we'll do everything. We'll get our license to drive a car. You know, we won't rob people. We won't, you know, break the law. You know, but when it comes to getting this RFID microchip, the mark of the beast, you know, that's where we draw the line. You know, this guy, he's drawn the line before that. You know, he pretty much got into this situation, you know, because he's obviously not a wise person, you know, and he's not a man of the Lord. The Lord's not dealing with him. You know, you can watch the rest of this video. He, you know, bugs out and they tackle him pretty much.
Oh, bro. It doesn't work like that, bro. Fucker. Nah, bro. Bro, leave me alone. I don't want no needle in my arm. It don't work like that. Come on. No.
Yeah, he doesn't want a needle in his arm. You know, because these vaccinations are going to come. They're going to be mandatory. Just how he's going to come with you, this devil, with that mandatory RFID microchip. And whether the COVID-19 is fake, real, that's not what this video is about. What it is what we're seeing is, you know, a page being turned in prophecy. You know, because this COVID-19, you know, it could, you know, leave just as fast as it came here. You know, but you see all these things, all this exercise, all these drills being conducted that, you know, it's pretty much, it's all roads lead to RFID microchip. You know, because if the COVID-19 is, you know, the one that's going to manifest the mark of the beast prophecy, you know, we see how that's easily happening. And we can also see that this is just a prelude to the RFID microchip, because everything that this COVID-19 thing, you know, is speaking about is the RFID microchip. You know, so I want to show this. It was on the news today, or it was, you know, 2 days ago. This is the title is Bay Area health officials advise all to wear face covering in public. You know, for a while, because they were saying, you know, you just gotta, you know, be 6 feet apart, you know, and put a surgeon mask and you'll be good. When I was saying, you know, this is a biological threat, so really you need to have a full suit, full rubber boots and everything, and a decontamination center in front of your house.
Guidelines on face masks. Bay Area health officials are now urging everyone to cover their face with cloth when leaving the house. KPIX5's Maria Medina reports it follows some unsettling new evidence that the virus can spread much easier than thought.
But now Bay Area public health departments are stepping in, recommending that everyone use face coverings after new research shows the virus can be spread.
You know, and I knew that, you know, they knew that. A lot of people knew that. Then a lot of people were still oblivious to this fact, you know, because ultimately, like, that, you know, that vaccination, you know, it'd be hard for them to make it mandatory if only like 5 people had it, you know, because really what they want to do is they want to have people have that disease so that they can come in with their Superman suit and put out the fire that they, you know, that they started.
Simply by
order out of chaos.
By breathing.
But it is one more way to do what we really have to do, and that is interrupt the spread of this virus.
Dr. Harvey
things about
but all departments say the answer is face coverings. Today, local health leaders recommended that everyone cover their mouth and nose when leaving their home. But they also recommend the public stay away from surgical and N95 masks to preserve them for health.
Yeah, so, you know, in the sense of a biological threat like the COVID-19, you know, that would make sense to cover your mouth so that the particles of a person who isn't wearing a mask doesn't go into your mouth. Or if you have it yourself, the particles get stuck in here. It's basically like a buffer, you know. But then that's not what's to say that it goes into your eyes, you know, because right now they're saying, you know, just the masks, but then eventually they're going to say that it's your glasses. You know, you need a whole full, you know, NVC suit, you know, so that you don't get sick.
Healthcare workers and
I mean, because look at this guy. And you got to remember too, because pretty much they're saying everyone needs to wear these masks now. Just how everyone needs to stay inside, or else. And I did a video about let me see. I don't know if I could find it, because when that video came out, or that news article came out about how people need to start wearing masks, and how you can't really have a beard with that masks. I was speaking about how during the Spanish flu back in 1919, someone in San Francisco wasn't wearing a mask, so the police were pretty much authorized to shoot those people. Now, I can't per se find the article, but you could pretty much do your own research on that. That was an actual thing that took place back in the 1900s. Is a guy got shot in San Francisco because he pretty much denied wanting he didn't want to wear a mask, pretty much. All right, so let me read this. There's another precept that's been coming back and forth a lot in recent times. So this is 2 Ezra 15 verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." So with these epistles, these videos, we're causing them to be recorded so that we can, comfort one another, so that we could pretty much refresh it in our minds. We pretty much have to have these precepts, run over and over and over again on a loop, like a broken record, because that's what instills the fear of the Lord. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge. And the wisdom and knowledge right here, per se, is knowing what to do during these times. Because this whole COVID-19, like I said, whether it be fake or whether it be real, it's definitely a real thing. You turn on the news, and it's that vibration of the COVID-19. So if your foundation is in the scriptures, it's not going to phase you. Because that whole vibration of the COVID-19 is really meant for the Egyptians, so to speak. If you got the blood of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai's blood, and you're working in this ministry, you really have nothing to fear. You gotta be wise, obviously. But again, you really don't have to fear anything, with the exception of Yahweh Shai. Alright, so verse 3 it says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." And for those people, it's because it's starting to become like a flat Earth doctrine. If this COVID-19 is just fake news, it's just super fake. I believe that there's a lot of fake news revolving around the COVID-19, but then it's obviously it's a real illness. Because it says right here that the Lord is going to bring all these things. And then let's say it is fake. What's it doing? It's destroying the economic system. It's making everybody lose money. They're going to become homeless in a matter of months. So this threat to the unfaithful is definitely a real thing. Just like the COVID. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump at verse 15. Because this is pretty much, these are the times we're coming into Jacob's trouble. Because with this COVID-19, whether this be the thing that's going to initiate, Jacob's trouble, martial law, the RFID microchip be made mandatory, these are all preludes to it. Because you're seeing this devil move, you're seeing how he acts. So obviously, you could just pretty much put two and two together and see that when the Bible is speaking about that wicked person and how he wants to put a chip in your hand, this is that same devil that the Bible is speaking about. So I'm going to jump down to verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So that one guy exited out of the video. They're pretty much saying, oh, it's mandatory. You got to sit down, shut up, take this little needle in your arm, and don't fight back, or else. But that guy, he wasn't regarding the laws of that place. Pretty much, the laws of America. He went there and And right now it's a pandemic. Or if you're in the hospital like that, you gotta let him do that. Pretty much, he got caught in the snares of the devil. But obviously you could see the spirit in him, is that he didn't regard what they were saying. It says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And in verse 17 it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride their cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And the scriptures, it speaks about how the scriptures itself are like flowing waters. Because you could read this and you think you got it all, in your head, like the whole breakdown. But as the days go by, you can get more breakdowns out of them. Because like in verse 18 it says, the cities shall be troubled, because you can't go into the cities right now unless you're an essential worker. It says the houses shall be destroyed. Divorces rates are actually going up. It says that men shall be afraid. And you can just see the fear in people's eyes. They're wearing the mask. They're mad at you because you're not regarding their 6 feet away protocol. So verse 17 and 18 is manifesting right now as we speak, in many ways more than one. And verse 19 says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for the great tribulation. Because the love of many is going to wax cold. We're going to come into that time when people are just going to start rioting. Like the beginning of this month, the April 1st, 2020 year of prophecy. People were pretty much protesting against their landlords because they didn't want to pay. Because this COVID-19 thing is making everybody lose money. And I got this article. I'm not going to read it, but I'm just going to show you the title, because the title speaks for itself. This was posted April 3rd, 2020, year of prophecy. It says, San Francisco police begin issuing citations for failing to shelter in place. The government is pretty much flexing their muscle, to people who aren't regarding the princes of the land. Just like how I was saying, how in 1918, they shot a guy for not wearing a mask. It isn't that hard to see that's the protocol that they're going to start doing, and that's also the thing for the RFID microchip. Because you got to pretty much have that mindset that you're willing to die for Yahweh Shai. Because that's ultimate respect. If you die for him, in the sense that, like, you know that your life is meaningless here, and then if you die for him, it's actually a glorious death. But not all the men of the Lord are going to die. Some of us are going to be kept safe. But I'm just saying that that lot is in the scriptures, so you have to have your mind ready. I'm just gonna play this clip of Bill Gates. He's on the news with the guy from the movie. I forgot the movie about the coronavirus. So I'm gonna just go ahead and play this clip. And then this guy right here, he's narrating it.
I mean, we wish that we'd shut down even sooner in places like New York. Then you would have not had the medical overload that is such a huge challenge for them.
Another implication, we are going to have medical overload if we don't flatten that curve. We should have shut down a whole lot sooner. We should have taken your rights away from you a whole lot sooner. And in the future, if this happens, boom, we're taking away your rights.
Yeah, so Bill Gates being that rich man that everyone wants to listen to. He's pretty much that Superman who started the fire. And he's putting it out in front of everybody so he can get more acolytes. He's the guy who pretty much made the coronavirus. And now he's coming with you with the cure. There's a precept, is Ecclesiasticus 13 verse 23. It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. Because Bill Gates is what you would call a so-called great man in the society. But in reality, he's an Edomite. And he's a wicked person. Never trust thine enemy. So continue on. It says, and look what he saith. They exalt it to the clouds. But if the poor man speaketh, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. And we're the poor man right now. Because we're speaking about this. We're speaking ill on him. He could pretty much he could sue me for defamation. But I'm just reading through the scriptures and applying it to this person right here because, I've done my studying and know that this guy is working, tirelessly and long nights so that people can get ready for the RFID microchip via the notion of a vaccine that's going to help you. All right, so I'm going to read this article. It's posted on the 2nd of April, 2020 Year of Prophecy. It says, a COVID-19 vaccine will need equitable global distribution. It was posted by the Harvard Business Review. So when they get, when they finally, they probably already got it. When they finally get the vaccine, they want to have it ready, fresh out the fridges and then distribute it to people. So this Bill Gates guy, he doesn't sound so bad. He's actually doing a very charitable work. So I'm just gonna read, little bits of this article because it was a big read. But this part of the article says, we couldn't agree more with Bill Gates. That guy's such a great guy, who wrote, during a pandemic, vaccines and antivirals can't simply be sold to the highest bidder. They should be available and affordable for people who are at the heart of the outbreak and in greatest need. So he's thinking about the little man. He's thinking about the guy who needs it. The guy who was infecting over there in Africa. And then jumping down, this paragraph is talked about identifying residents of developing countries. It says around 1 billion people in the world, predominantly residents of developing countries, lack formal identities. This presents a massive challenge for governments trying to reach a critical mass of dispersed people without reliable IDs. It's difficult to know who has received vaccines. So really this guy, Bill Gates, he's not really doing this out of the kindness of his own heart. What he's really trying to do is he's trying to sell a thing that he's been working on. The RFID chip, the ID 2020. Because all these people he wants to help out, they don't got any IDs. So if anything, you're helping him out, helping you out. It says without reliable IDs, it's difficult to know who has received a vaccine. Then jumping down, it says to address this problem, biometric digital IDs can be a game changer. For example, Simprints has deployed a biometric ID on health and humanitarian project across 12 countries, which have increased healthcare visits and quality while preventing fraud. It is now partnering with Japanese telecom giant NEC to develop an affordable, interoperable biometric solution for vaccines that can identify patients even in rural and offline settings. That offline setting is speaking about that 5G. Because it's pretty much, it's your old your dial-up internet, but then jacked up with steroids. That's what 5G is pretty much. You can download the whole Lord of the Rings in a second. The whole trilogy. And jumping down, it says establishing reliable supply chains. It says managing vaccine supply chains in developing countries is challenging. We need simple data capture systems like that provided by Logistimo to understand the stock and the flow of vaccines in the supply chains. So in order for him to help the world, save the world from this virus, this deadly virus that he made, he needs people to get on board with this new and upgraded system, the beast system. I'm not going to read what Logistimo is, but you pretty much get the gist of what it is. It's that RFID microchip. And we'll go ahead and read that in Revelation 13, might as well. I'm going to start, okay, Revelation 13, verse 13 says, and he doeth great wonders. This great rich man, Bill Gates, thank you, Bill Gates. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a computer. Which is BS. He's the reason why we didn't have a computer sooner. That's a different story. But anyways, it says he doeth great wonders. He's going to save the world with his vaccine and his, ID tag, because if it wasn't for that ID tag, people wouldn't be able to, hook up to the internet so that everybody can get it pretty much. It says he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't adhere to this COVID-19 thing that's going on, like the stay-at-home laws, wearing your mask laws, you're pretty much an enemy of the beast system. And pretty much it's alluding to, if you don't want to take that mark of the beast, RFID microchip, you're liable to get your head chopped off. So what? Kill me. I ain't afraid of the person who can just kill me physically. And my fear is on Yahweh Shai. But anyways, verse 16 says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That mark is talking about charagma, an insertion. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of his beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that understandeth and count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Because not only is this thing going to track you to make sure that you took the vaccine, it's going to have more benefits. You're going to be able to buy and sell with that, because everything is going to be hooked up to that Internet of Things, that ID 2020. So why do people need to get a vaccine, but then also have to have an identification? It's because they got to have it readily available, so that when their bank account, their Bitcoin is set up, it's just a 1-2 click. Because Esau, he wants everything autonomous. And that RFID microchip, that's his perfect tool to make that into fruition. But as we know in the scriptures, that ain't gonna happen. So this is the last precept I'm gonna read. This is Psalms 141 verse 9. It says, keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. And this devil Bill Gates, he's working a big iniquity. And everyone loves this guy. You saw on Reddit how much Reddit gold he got. Verse 10, it says, let the wicked fall into their own nets, while is that I withal escape. So once he starts rolling out this RFID microchip, pray that Yahweh Shai comes even more sooner, because we know he's just right around the corner. Put this devil into slavery where he belongs. So anyways, that's the end of this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash, and Shalom Akim.